Also, Sugar Ray Robinson.
I say I'm the greatest heavyweight of all time, but pound for pound, I still say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest of all time.
There was once a boxer who danced in the ring. A boxer called Sugar Ray Robinson.
You aren't just talking about a boxer. You're talking about the man who invented the modern superstar.
When he won the world middleweight title, 5 times.
Greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
But before he was Sugar, he was Walker Smith Jr., a kid from Detroit who was too young to fight legally.
You know, my name not being originally Robinson, my name really being Walter Smith, I changed my name, rather I borrowed a friend of mine's birth certificate, who was Ray Robinson, in order to obtain a boxing license. And when I become of age, I'd hope to give him his birth certificate back and his name. And I started fighting as an amateur under the name of Ray Robinson. And thanks to God, I was very successful in popularizing his name, and I had to keep it.
He had to borrow a birth certificate from a friend named Ray Robinson just to get in the ring.
The guy had over 200 fights.
Blazing speed.
He fought for 25 years.
Uncanny timing. And ferocious punching power.
109 of these by knockout. Sugar Ray Robinson.
Robinson didn't just win, he performed.
Ray Robinson all over Luke Van Dam, and Van Dam goes down from a beautiful combination. Van Dam is holding his stuff.
At his peak, his record was a staggering 128 wins, 1 loss and 2 draws. He was the first pound-for-pound king, a term created specifically because he was too good to be measured by weight alone. He had the knockout power of a heavyweight and the speed of a flyweight. He could throw a hook from an angle that shouldn't exist in physics. He was the first to bring an entourage to the gym. The pink Cadillac, the personal barber, the dancers. He was Muhammad Ali before Ali was born.
Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson. He's still my idol. If I said anybody was greater than me, where is that? Come on, bring him, Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm not feeling because he's not the champ now, and he's going where people don't know him that much this generation. God will punish me if I don't give credit where it's due. It was this man that inspired me watching him fight. I mean, he had a style.
Oh, Ray, they say Muhammad Ali studied you and copied all your moves. Do you think that's true?
He moves well.
But he studied you.
He has the agility, you know, of a small man with his speed and his rhythm, which played a big part in his success.
Every hero needs a villain. For Robinson, it was the raging bull, Jake LaMotta. They fought 6 times. It was a clash of styles, the surgeon versus the butcher. Their final meeting in 1951 became known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Why did you fight Sugar Ray Robinson 3 weeks apart?
Sugar Ray Robinson so many times. Wonder I don't have diabetes.
There it is. Sugar.
I fought Sugar Ray so many times. Wonder I don't have diabetes.
By the 13th round, LaMotta was a bloody mess, leaning against the ropes, refusing to go down while Robinson dismantled him with clinical precision.
Head shake at the ringside. The fight is going to be stopped by the signal from the chairman of the Illinois Athletic Commission, Joe Kleiner.
It was the ultimate test of Robinson's killer instinct. He didn't just win the title, he took LaMotta's soul.
They called it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The referee stopped the fight in the 13th round while I was still on my feet with Robinson pounding me up against the ropes. If the referee held up another 30 seconds, Robinson would have collapsed from hitting me.
Most fighters have one peak. Robinson had 5. He retired in 1952 to become a tap dancer in Paris, but the siren song of the ring and the reality of his mounting bills pulled him back. He became the first man to win the middleweight title 5 separate times, defying age and the wear and tear of over 200 professional fights.
He said Sugar Ray Robinson was the best fighter ever.
No, shit, what he got, 109 knockouts, 201 fights, fought for 26 years. He had 40 fights in a row. After that, he won 79 in a row. Yeah, he was, he's always been considered the greatest fighter of all time.
Even in defeat, like the 104-degree heat stroke fight against Joey Maxim, his brilliance was undeniable. He was beating a man 2 weight classes heavier until his own body literally overheated.
Robinson misses a right, slips, and falls flat on his face. Full of aggressiveness. But they don't hear the bell. Referee Ray Miller separates them.
The tragedy of the greatest is that the ring takes back everything it gives. By the end, the millions were gone, spent on the entourage and the lifestyle.
I met Sugar Ray Robinson. He saw that his bodyguard me was having a little altercation. He said, stop. He came over, he was telling me, he said, you should run, make sure you're always in shape. I left the arena for the fight and I ran around 10 miles.
Oh, wow.
He said, I left the arena. But now we just up about fight.
Great fighter is somebody that could always come back from the brink of destruction, and having over 202 fights, at least 80 or 90 of those fights, he's at the brink of destruction, almost losing, and coming back to win. I mean, that shows the character.
I think Robinson was the epitome of a boxing master similar to Benny Leonard. Only Benny couldn't punch, but Robinson could punch. He was a great fighter.
He was.
Great fighter. Great fighter.
3 weeks later, a farewell tribute is given in Ray's honor at Madison Square Garden. In 201 professional fights, he has won 184, 109 of these by knockout. A magnificent record.
The greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time.
Pound for pound, he was the best fighter of all time.
Pound for pound, the best boxer ever to enter the ring.
Greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived.
He spent his final years battling Alzheimer's and diabetes, a cruel irony for a man who moved with such grace.
And one of the all-time greats, Sugar Ray Robinson, the original Sugar Ray, died of Alzheimer's disease and diabetes this morning in California. He was 67 years old.
Whenever he fought, the world had a way of standing still. The sin of the ring belonged to him.
He is called by most the greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever.
There was once a boxer who danced in the ring.
He fought for a quarter of a century, winning the welterweight title and the middleweight crown 5 different times.
I think pound for pound, he was the greatest of everyone except in the ring.
The guy had over 200 fights. He fought for 25 years.
Sugar Ray's record was 128-1 with 84 knockouts.
But when we look back at the footage today, despite what modern critics might say, we see the blueprint.
Pound for pound, when they say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest fighter pound for pound, meaning that I imagine if he was a heavyweight fighting the same style, he'd be the greatest. I would have to admit, I would have to say yes. I have his fight films. That man was beautiful. Timing, speed, reflexes, rhythm, his body, everything was beautiful. I say I'm the greatest heavyweight of all times, but pound for pound, I still say Sugar Ray Robinson was the greatest of all time.
When he was fighting, was he the best?
He was the world's greatest, pound for pound. Nobody in the world could take Sugar Ray. He was born a fighter.
Was he as great as me?
I don't know who's right.
Let me talk to you about great fighting. So Sugar Ray Robinson had 40 fights, right? 40-0. And then he lost one fight, right? And after he lost that one fight, he went 80 fights undefeated. So the record was like 174-1.
Right.
And around, 85 knockouts.
Yes.
There's some monsters in the past, they put people like me in check. They put our egos in check. I talk that shit, the baddest man on the planet, the greatest fighter God created. And then I look in the history books and I say, I'm just talking.
This guy was like a Vaseline. You were slipping all over the ring. You couldn't hit him. Like a beautiful guy, beautiful fighter. I always thought I'd make him pound for pound one of the greatest fighters that ever lived. And it was my pleasure getting knocked out that night from Mr. Robert.
He was the greatest scientific. He was a distant fighter. He was a half-distant fighter. He was an in-fighter. He was smart. He was thinking. He was back with head. It was wonderful to see to fight him,
I thought he was a great fighter. A great fighter. I loved his combinations and his speed, the way he operated. I admired the way Sugar Ray Robinson threw his combinations. Of all the champions I have viewed, I've never seen a champion quite as determined as he. I've never seen a fighter throw punches so short but does so much damage.
I have seen him several times, and he's about the best boxer I ever seen. He was everything. He was fast, he had a good left hand, and every punch he threw away was a knockout punch.
Ray Robinson had 40-0, and then he lost the fight to Jake LaMotta, and then went like 79-0. The guy looked so beautiful when he looked like perfection. He was tough and rugged.
He drew a big crowd. Everybody wanted to, they considered him the greatest fighter ever, pound for pound.
How could somebody's ego handle that? Being called the greatest fighter of all time, that must have been some demons, huh?
You know what, though? Because he had losses, the ego is with the zero. Like, look at Floyd. Floyd walks around 50-0.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. So when you're never defeated, then, you think you never will be defeated.
You don't know who you are.
Rocky Marciano, I didn't know him, but he had an O after him, too, right?
Yes.
Ray Robinson never had that O. So he knew what it was like to lose. So when he was called the greatest, he could say, well, you know what? I know I lost.
Shoot at a guy, and he's pretty quick. And he was the type of guy that, would dance around, move around. He was real flashy. And knowing the guy in real life, as a person as of now he's retired, I think he's a swell guy. He's really a great guy.
Only one word to describe Sugar Ray Robinson, and that's class. I remember the amazing, blazing combinations that Sugar Ray Robinson threw. There was only one Sugar Ray Robinson. Had that special electricity about him. There's never been anyone like him before or since.
It's as if God said, let me create the perfect fighter. He was dazzling. You could not be better than Sugar Ray Robinson.
Oh, Sugar Ray Robinson was a great boxer, great puncher, smart. He knew how to move. He knew how to counter. He did everything and did it well. Sugar Ray, I think, is one of the all-time greats.
Don't forget, the guy had over 200 fights. He fought for 25 years. He's a masterful boxer, terrific puncher, and he was just a great, great competitor.
Hector Camacho, Ray Mancini, some of the other bigger fighters today. How would Sugar Ray Robinson fare against these guys?
Come on, ain't no match with him and those guys. It's like taking bread from a baby with those guys. Sugar's the greatest. He was the greatest, and he's still the greatest.
But he was so smooth, if you do something wrong, you would counteract it. Big left hook with 3 forward. What's prettier than that? That's the greatest thing I ever saw.
I've never enjoyed boxing. It's just a business with me, and I guess I know I've never enjoyed it. It reminds me of the old, something barbaric. Two people get in a pit and they throw money at them and they fight.
When you get about ready to do a fight, how many hours of training a day do you do?
Well, it's the whole day goes to training.
In other words, from the time you get up in the morning, there's no canasta or gin rummy or bridge in the afternoon or anything like that?
Oh, yes. That's all helps your mental attitude. You have things of that sort, but you can't break training. No eating ice cream or doing anything like that you shouldn't be doing.
What happens to that mental attitude, Ray, when you get in the ring? Well, every man for himself then.
That's right.
Although I've heard that the best fighter and the best boxer in the world is the guy who has a calm quality about him.
Well, that's true, too, because once you get away from that, you lose all sense of skill.
Every time you see a fighter move with rhythm, every time you see a boxer with a brand, you are seeing the ghost of Walker Smith Jr. Is Sugar Ray Robinson still the GOAT, or has the sport truly passed him by? Let us know in the comments. This is Celebrate Men, telling the stories of extraordinary lives. Subscribe for more legends of the golden era. We'll see you in the next one.